Okay, I just Googled frozen custard, and Rita's was the first hit on here.
Oh, so it is.
So we need to go to Rita's, is basically what I'm saying. Yeah.
So they do have
but they're
frozen
closed.
Well,
they open at noon. In the Stanch. No, there was one in the Stanch.
It's right down the street from my house.
Stop it.
So we have to get some Restaurant Row.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
You got some cash?
No, I don't have key.
Happy National Frozen Custard Day.
The Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
8:41 on this Wednesday. Good morning and welcome to the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. Special guest in studio, Cardon Ellis from Unipest. Good morning, Cardon.
What?
That
was pretty gangster, right?
You are
for
ready.
A pest control guy.
You are ready to go. You're ready to go. Well, I've always said it. If you have an issue with any kind of pests in your home or your business, not only can he take care of that, but he's also a lot of fun. And so if you want, you don't want someone kind of, you want someone fun.
Yeah.
Chat with, laugh, make it kind of, levity. Because sometimes these situations, it kind of brings some anxiety. If I have, we were talking off air a couple seconds ago about rats.
Oh, yeah.
The moment you say that word, the R word, the hair on my arm stand up and I'm anxiety ridden.
Really?
And so if someone like you comes in and, you kind of chill out the place, it's a nice feeling.
Are you myriophobic?
Oh.
That means a crippling fear of the likeness, movement, and image of a rat.
Yes. Bingo. There you go.
All right.
I didn't even know there was a word for it, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the movie. They made arachnophobia. Why don't they make myriaphobia?
Yeah, stop it. Stop, Cardon.
Okay.
So let's talk this morning about something else, which I don't even know if I can pronounce. I'm going to try.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to try. Polyphagous bark beetles.
Yes, the polyphagous bark beetle.
Okay, so
how'd you hear about that? You read some of the articles or what?
I had a dream, and I thought, let me ask Cardon, what are these polyphagous bark beetles?
Okay,
they can't be good if you need to take care of them.
Yeah, polyphagous bark beetle is, I think I mentioned this on air with somebody else once before, but it's really interesting. There's this type of bark beetle that carries a fungus that is just a death sentence for a lot of these trees, and they're especially worried about the California sycamore and just a lot of these, Santa Clarita is Tree City, USA. And
right.
A lot of these trees throughout Southern California have been hit by a couple of bark beetles, not just the polyphagous. I think it's called the golden spotted oak borer. Down in San Diego County, wiped out like over half of the natural woodland trees down there because the drought that we had a couple years ago weakened them. And then there's this new invasive type of bark beetle that our ecosystem has never really dealt with before, just wiping out tons of trees. So we've been having to do tree injections all over town. It's pretty cool.
And it saves the tree.
Ideally, yes. We never use the word like save as in a guarantee, but it drastically improves the chances that the tree will not die, I should say. I guess it's kind of like an immunization. You can't say it saves you because somebody still might get sick. But
how do you know if you have these?
The polyphagous shot hole borer is really interesting. It has this very specialized
by the way, if I may, I love how it just rolls off your tongue.
Yeah.
I have to look at it, and I'm like, polyphagous bark, like I have to sound it out. It just rolls off your tongue.
Yeah, it's got this little hole that looks like literally the size of a ball in a ballpoint pen. Okay?
Sure.
And it's called the shot hole borer because it kind of looks like somebody hit the tree with a shotgun. And all of a sudden you start seeing these little holes show up in it, and you start getting what's called dieback, where this tree starts dying from the top down. Do you ever notice how some of the older trees in Santa Clarita, when they start to die, it's because it gets browning on top? Okay.
Yes.
That is oftentimes a sign of bark beetles, and it means you've got like a function of days or weeks to treat the tree, or else the bark beetles will get in too deep, they'll introduce too much fungus, and the thing's dead.
Can it go into the roots and start affecting the trees around it?
Well, it affects the trees around it not by going through the roots, but because they reproduce and they go from one tree to another to another. I mean, it's a serious. I don't want to say plague or disease because it's an insect, but I mean, it's a serious condition that a tree can develop, and then you'll get multiple trees affected at once. I've done some in Old Orchard, done some in what's it called? Done some in actually all around town, and even the city itself is starting to inoculate lots of its trees.
So it's prevalent
to protect them. Oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely something that we're all kind of freaking out about because it's never happened before in California history.
So many things
I
have
know.
never happened, and now they're happening.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but you're here to take care of it. Let's talk about
The rats. Are you sure you don't want to talk about the rats again?
Oh.
Because that was really it was really fun watching you squirm.
That is oh so wrong in so many ways.
Well, there's lots of eco-friendly ways of killing them. I mean.
I know, but all right, go ahead. You tell. La 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 la. Go talk about the rats. La,
No.
la.
Ask me your question. Ask me your question.
What's the most prevalent thing in the Santa Clarita Valley? The most prevalent bug or insect? Or
Oh my gosh.
Something that you have to get-
ants.
ants.
Ants. Yeah, last time we talked about how ants are actually all one super colony, but that and spiders. It's pretty crazy. The black widow, brown widow thing is pretty prevalent now. And the brown widows are definitely a lot more superfluous.
I didn't even know there was a brown widow.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I heard about the brown recluse.
Do you ever see those? Oh, yeah, okay. So brown recluses. Okay, let's just clear this up right now. All right. There's a big controversy over brown recluses. To date, there have no been official registered cases of brown recluse bites in California, mostly because we have an arid environment and they don't believe that it could grow. However, I've personally talked to doctors and a stuntman on an MGM project whose doctors said that that's what they were bit by. Okay. In theory, they could survive in an import good for a period of time, but they wouldn't reproduce effectively, right? But the truth is, they're not really a California problem, okay? That's more like down in the South, like in Louisiana and in the bayous of Mississippi and so on and so forth. But we do have lots of spiders that could be easily mistaken for them. And even a common spider that's not venomous, like the black widow, okay? Or the brown widow, can cause you a big time problem. Actually, before we got married, when my wife was my fiance, she got bit right on the butt by just a common house spider when she was sleeping. And they'll have a staph infection because there's bacteria in their mandibles from all the gunk that they eat and so on and so forth. It swelled up to the size of a lemon. And when she got up, she almost passed out, right? And she had to go get a Z-Pack from Henry Mayo. She had to go to the doctor because she got bit on the butt by a spider. And so even regular general spiders can be a big health concern, and they're booming with this heat. I mean, it is crazy.
I'm killing on average a spider a day when I get up in the morning and I get up in the middle of the night to do this job. And I go down to the kitchen. Inevitably there's one, and they're not big, and they've been all different types.
Oh yeah.
Small, teeny to medium size. Nothing. I don't think I've ever seen a black widow, but all kinds of spiders, and I'm killing them now in the last month or so, at least one a day.
Oh, it's nuts. And the general stat is that for every one that you see, there's about 48 to 64 that you don't. Okay.
See, this is why Cardon, stop.
There are solutions, I mean, you can always do the regular traditional just eco-friendly sprays and you eliminate their numbers, but you eliminate their food source. See, here's the trick. It's the crickets. You know how everybody sees crickets around? See, crickets are like the squirrels of the insect world. When you see a squirrel, you think, oh, cute. You want to give it, a peanut. But if you see a rat, you're like, oh, gross, and you throw something at it, even though they're both rodents that carry diseases. Somehow the squirrel got the cute bag, right?
Because it's got a cute fluffy tail, Cardon.
Okay, yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
when you see a roach, you freak out, and
Yes.
you're like, oh, gross.
Yes.
But when you see a cricket, you think, oh, come here. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize that they carry the same amount of microbes and diseases, and up until 8 years ago, they were in the same insect family, okay? And black widows and all these other spiders will eat 8 to 9 crickets a week, and when you see a spider web, you are where that spider feeds. Okay, spiders only set up shop within 14 inches of where they feed daily. So you have to think that wherever you're seeing that spider, within 14 inches, they're getting the protein equivalent of about 8 to 9 roaches a week, which means you got a lot of bugs. So you can either spray, or else there's actually some really cool organic products that we spray around houses that have essential oils, like have rosemary in it, peppermint, geranium oil, things like that. And it smells really good, and then it helps keep them away like that too. So there is hope, But just think, for every one you see, there's 50 you don't.
I heard you the first time, Cardon, when you said that. Cardon Ellis. Unipest is the name of the company. If you've got a problem, call Cardon, and he will get out to you. What's the phone number?
Oh, it's easy to remember. It's 661-BUG-7575. That is 661-284-7575.
If you're in the car right now, you didn't get a chance to write that down, just call the station. We'll get that to you. If you want not only a bug guy, but a fun bug guy. Because I don't think there are a lot of them out there. I think you pretty much cornered the market on fun, bug guy.
I mislabeled my company. It should have been Fun Bug.
Call Cardon. It is 661-284-7575. Always a pleasure, Cardon. Next time, no rats, okay?